To get up when you're down, to fight more intensely when you're struggling, to put the extra effort when you're in sheer pain, to come back when nobody expects you to, and to stand tall when everything and everyone is pulling you down. That's what makes you a champion. My name is Justin Aaron Gomez, and this is my story. At a young age, my parents split. I was about 5 years old, and my mother left him because he wasn't focused on building a family. He was more focused on being out partying and being an alcoholic. His priorities was not me. I remember one time we were leaving a party, and he got so drunk that I was a young kid, so I had no choice. And I got in the car, and he was driving recklessly on the wrong side of the road. He was cursing and yelling and screaming, and I remember being in the back seat just praying on my knees that I was gonna make it home alive. And there was points where I really thought that I wasn't gonna make it. And seeing that at a young age, it really opened my eyes to what substance abuse does to people and how it can change you even if you have a good heart. My mother, she worked her butt off for 30 years. She retired from corporate America, and I remember my mom, she would work long hours. Fortunately, I was able to stay with my grandparents while she was working, but I mean, my mom provided me with an excellent lifestyle. I never went without anything in my life. I always had clothes, I always had the latest toys and games, and that's not what life is about, but I'm fortunate that my mom was able to provide those things for me from working so hard, and she was able to provide a foundation for me that now I'm able to build my future upon. When I was around 19 years old, I wasn't really focused on my family. I was just more focused on doing things that teenagers are doing, like partying and things like that. But I remember it came to a point where my grandmother had diabetes, and she had to have her leg amputated, and that was a big shocker for me because I never seen anything like that in my family, and it really decreased the morale of our family, and it really hurt everybody involved, and it started a trigger effect to where she was very depressed, complete opposite from the way that she was a very happy and joyous woman, because she loved to travel, loved to walk around, and loved to be free. And when her leg was amputated, all that was taken away from her. And I remember going with her to therapy, and I remember having physical therapists come to her home and try to get her to walk. And it was a very strenuous process for her, and it really killed her emotionally and physically as well. And that started a chain reaction to where my grandfather, his health started to decline. And one major turning point in my life was one day I had just gotten home from the gym, and it was about 12 o'clock midnight, and I received a phone call from my mother, and she said, "Abuela's going to the hospital." And at that point, my whole body turned hot, like blood was rushing through my veins. I could feel a sense of worry. I started to immediately shake, and I started to cry because I knew that something was really wrong. And my first reaction was I jumped in my car, I drove down to Hoboken Hospital, and really that moment changed my life forever, because when I walked in, I saw my grandmother there lifeless with a respirator tube in her mouth, and my grandfather was right next to her, sobbing like I'd never seen a man cry before. And I immediately broke down. I went over and I hugged her, and I kissed my grandfather, and I couldn't believe what was going on. It was just unreal to me. And at that point, I decided that it was my time, that I have to take care of my family, because nobody else was gonna do it. And from that night, I moved in with my grandfather because he was now alone. And from there on in, I dedicated my life to taking care of him, to cooking for him, taking him to his dialysis appointments, his doctor's appointments. And at the time, I was in school, but through all the stress and things that I was going through, I had to drop out of school because I couldn't focus. And it really consumed me to the point where I wasn't living the life of an average 20-year-old. I was living the life of probably a 40 or 50-year-old man. And that wasn't something that I had planned, was to have to take care of my grandfather at such a young age, nor lose my grandparents at such a young age. And that was something that, through all the pain and struggles, it really improved my strength as a man, and it showed me that our time on this earth is very valuable, and our most important wealth is our health. And through all the struggles, I can say that it was all worth it, because today I feel stronger than ever. I feel happier than ever that they're resting, and I know today that they're proud of me and what I'm doing.
Hello. Say hi to the camera. Say hi.
Hi. Yeah.
How much do you love me?
I love you.
How much?
How much? A lot.
Love you too.
So originally I was working in Best Buy for 3 years, around the time where my grandparents started to get sick. And I remember one day a woman walked up to me and asked me if I wanted to make some extra money. And of course I said yes. And she presented a business opportunity to me. And at the time, I wasn't that mature, and I wasn't really seeking any change in my life. So this was when I was about 18. So in about December of 2011, that was the time when my grandmother was getting sick and my grandfather was getting sick. And I was just more open to this opportunity of Your Health, because I realized that if there's something that can prevent my family and my friends from going through what my grandparents went through, then I want to be a part of it. And very simply, I asked to learn more, and I went to a leadership training, and it was on a Sunday in January of 2012. And at that moment, I knew that I was in the right place with the right people, because I saw and I felt the energy. There was young, ambitious entrepreneurs, and they wanted to make a change in the world and in their lives. And fortunately for me, I was able to meet Mark Grasskemper, and he's been able to coach, guide, and mentor me all along the way. Throughout all my difficulties and all my challenges, he was there to assure me that things would get better and that my goals would be met. I just needed to persevere and keep going. And today I'm just so excited because Mark and I have been able to travel to various exotic locations. We've been to Mexico, Las Vegas, Bahamas, on a cruise to Miami, and all these beautiful places. And I really wouldn't have imagined my life taking that turn. And it really all was due to Mark and his influence on my life, because I didn't have anyone that was guiding me and that was telling me that goals and success are important and how to achieve them. And I just feel really grateful to have Mark in my life, because he's been able to assemble a group called Team Thrive, and we've been able to attract more good people into our mission and into our organization, and it wouldn't have been possible without his leadership and support. Team Thrive to me means unity. It means that together we can accomplish our goals, our dreams, and our aspirations, and we can help a lot of people in the process. And one person in particular that's made a tremendous change, his name's Jonathan McIntosh. And he's someone that I connected with right away, because he grew up without a father and he didn't have a role model. And basically he was involved with people in the streets that weren't doing anything productive. And when he got introduced to our mission of Team Thrive, he really changed his life around, and his mother today is very proud of him. He's been able to travel to exotic locations with me and our team, and we've been able to affect a lot of people and help many people together. And another person that came into my life that I'm very grateful for, her name is Pilar Carrasco. And when I met her, I actually met her the day before my grandfather's wake. And I remember meeting with her, and we shared our stories, And when she told me what she has gone through and what she was going through at the time, I was just super impressed that someone of that age was able to conquer all those obstacles and become a better person in the process. And I know Team Thrive for her has really improved her life dramatically by bringing out her strengths and really just giving her the direction and the guidance that she needed. So to me, Team Thrive is a very, very special group of people that I'm blessed to be associated with. That's my story. Now what's yours? I want to know what your dreams are, what your goals are. What are you going to achieve? What impact are you going to make on this world? Don't play small. It doesn't matter what cards you were dealt, it's how you play them. If you don't build your dream, someone's going to hire you to build theirs. So today, whatever your situation is, find somebody that's living the lifestyle of your dreams and ask them if they would be willing to show you how they got there. So right now, if you're going through some hard times, trust me, I understand. I was there. But what I'm here to tell you is that you can improve your situation, and the only person that's gonna do it is you. At Your Health, we're here to bring out your greatness. Whatever you wanna accomplish, we're gonna help you do that. It transformed me from a person that was not confident to someone today I feel I can take over the world. And you can do that too. You can have that feeling that you wake up every day and you feel happy to be alive. You feel like you're on the right track. You feel like you have people in your life that are motivating you and supporting you to all your goals and your dreams. Whatever they are, we all want to be successful. We all want to be happy, and we all want to be healthy. Your Health is the new era in nutrition and healthier living. It's a movement driven by passionate individuals who believe that health, wealth, and self-awareness are the foundations for a better life. Are you ready to take control of your life? Because we have a way to help you unlock your best self. At Your Health, the only thing missing is you.